leader. Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Hey, happy Friday to you. Welcome to the weekend, and we are going to see some incredible weather here coming up. Pretty nice out there tonight. The sun just setting on our roofing dinette camera in Champaign with those clear skies across the region and temperatures that once again today made it into the 70s, but we cool off quick. Especially in Champaign, now down to 59, still holding to the double sixes in Springfield and Effingham. All right, so people make their way home this evening on busy Neal Street tonight. Temperatures going back down into the 40s again, but you're going to love the next couple of days. We'll show you just how nice the weekend is going to be when we come back, so stay tuned. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
As we get closer to the final vote count, the Biden team is already prepping the stage for a primetime address. How President Trump is working to challenge the votes. And COVID-19 cases are on the rise across central Illinois, which county just doubled its single-day record. And a Facebook page is accusing several people of trying to meet up with underage girls. How it's trying to expose sexual predators in central Illinois.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
Tremendous litigation going on.
We could be close to finding out the winner of the presidential election in the coming hours. Good evening. I'm Jessica Coons in for Paul and Jennifer. This map taking a look at the electoral votes tonight. This is from the Associated Press. They still have Joe Biden with 264 and President Trump with 214. The number of outstanding ballots in key states continue to be processed, and the vote margins are tightening in favor of Joe Biden after the former vice president narrowly surpassed President Trump in Pennsylvania and Georgia. Again, votes still being counted. Top Democrats, though, are already celebrating prematurely with the race still too close to call. In Delaware, the Biden team is prepping the stage for a primetime speech tonight. That will happen if the race is called for the Biden-Harris ticket. Meanwhile, the president still vows to fight the results all the way to the Supreme Court.
There's tremendous litigation going on, and this is a case where they're trying to steal an election.
It is clear that the Biden-Harris ticket will win the White House.
As the counting continues, members of the Biden campaign are starting to put plans in place for a transition team. President Trump is still leading the vote count in the battleground state of North Carolina. And this morning, Georgia's Secretary of State announced there will be a recount. Other news tonight, Sangamon County has seen nearly 500 COVID-19 cases over the past 2 days alone. Those are record numbers for the county, which this week decided to defy the state's mitigation plan. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey is live in our Capitol Newsroom. Cole, this is a big spike.
Yeah, that's right. But before this week, the record for Sangamon County for the number of single-day cases was just over 100 cases. And in the past 2 days, they've breaking the 200 limit twice. Yesterday with 218 cases, and today with 288. Public health officials don't have one specific answer for what led to the spike. The 2 record-setting days come right when the county and the city decided to defy the state orders and allow restaurants to have 25% capacity for indoor dining.
You know, this is probably from testing 2 or 3 days ago that we're getting this information, so we've got a little bit on the back end. It doesn't really show any of the efforts people have been putting, and we hope that it, beyond just trying to help the restaurants a little bit, that the community is going to try to help as well.
Public Health Director Gail O'Neill says that she thinks it's too early for this spike in cases to be attributed to Halloween, for instance, or holidays just like a week ago. And she said there were outbreaks at some locations, but none big enough to lead to this big of a spike. And Region 3 as a whole is still going in the wrong direction. There's been 8 straight days of positivity rate increases, 5 since the additional mitigations went into effect on Sunday. And there's also been 5 straight days of hospitalization increases. Jessica?
All right, Cole, thank you so much. Cases are also surging in Effingham County. As of Saturday, more than 600 people were required to isolate. The health department says the spike is largely a result of people not following safety guidelines. The department's preparedness coordinator says she was surprised a spike happened before the holidays.
it poses a concern for all public health officials, just because we know it's been a rough year and people want to be with their family and friends.
She says it's important for everyone to do their part. That means following CDC guidelines when interacting with anyone you don't live with and isolating if you have any symptoms, even if they're mild. Here's a look at today's numbers statewide. It's another record-setting day. Public health reporting more than 10,000 new cases. That brings the total to more than 465,000. The 7-day positivity rate is 9.6%. Nearly 4,100 people were in the hospital last night, 786 in the ICU, 339 on ventilators. 49 more people have died, including some from Champaign, Coles, Edgar, Ford, Macon, Macoupin, Piatt, Sangamon, and Vermilion counties. There have been more than 10,000 COVID-related deaths in Illinois. An arraignment was set today for a man who's facing child porn charges. 22-year-old Drake Rivera is accused of engaging in sexual acts and filming with a minor. An arrest warrant was issued in July. He was arrested Tuesday. His bond was set at $1 million, and he's ordered to stay away from the victim. One Facebook page is looking to expose sex predators in central Illinois. It already has several posts accusing men of trying to meet up with kids. WCIA 3's Jared Farmer spoke with the page's owner. So, Jared, why is he doing this?
Well, Jessica, like you said, I spoke to the creator of STC Predator Hunters, and he says with his own child on the way, he was inspired to get as many predators off the streets as possible. Predator Hunters conducts online stings where volunteer decoy accounts pose as underage women, similar to how you would see in a show like To Catch a Predator, for example. The page's creator, Preston Beeks, says it's important to have watchdogs on the internet just to make sure that kids are safe.
With how popular the Save the Children movement is now, I feel like people really want to see this stuff. It's stuff that should be known. These people shouldn't be able to just be out there doing this, messaging children, whatever they're doing.
STC Predator Hunters says they're reporting their most extreme cases to the police. Police say they can only act on cases that are reported directly to them. So if anyone who's a victim or a witness to strange behavior is highly encouraged to reach out to their local police station. Jessica, back to you.
All right, Jared, thank you so much. A family is urging people to drive safely after their loved one was hit in a DUI crash. Monica Mccoy is in critical condition right now. She was hit while walking on Springfield Avenue in Champaign 2 weeks ago. Barbara Anastasi is charged with aggravated DUI in that crash. Now Mccoy's family is asking people to think of this story before they get behind the wheel after drinking.
You get behind the wheel and you're drunk, you can destroy somebody's life, you can kill someone, you can destroy their family. And I just want them to be mindful that, if you're going to drink, stay home, stay where you're at. Ask someone else to drive you. Get a designated driver, anything but getting behind the wheel.
McCoy is on life support. Loved ones are asking for help with medical bills, and we have more about that on WCIA.com. The Danville Fire Department did some training today. The city has several empty buildings that need to be demolished. Crews agreed to burn down 3 of them for training exercises. The chief says this will help the whole community.
Burn them at a considerably significant expense. That saves the taxpayers money, which in turn what it amounts to is that's that many more structures a year they can budget and get torn down if we're helping them with some of them.
Firefighters burned another empty home in Danville yesterday. Some students say the U of I isn't doing enough to address anti-Semitism on campus. How faculty members are responding to those claims. Plus this.
That surveillance testing is a really crucial part of getting ahead of infectious diseases.
U of I is working on a way to make its saliva-based COVID test more accessible, and it's now one step closer to that goal.